Hello there, my Piscean collective, Sun, Moon, Rising sign. Welcome to your What Do I Need read for this full moon to new moon next December 2019, our last full moon of the year. Technically our last, is it the last new moon of the year? Probably is, as well. Oh yeah, it's gonna be the 26th, which makes, by the way, because it's on the 26th, makes the 23rd, the 24th, the 25th dark moon. So we're doing dark moon Christmas. Not the first one we've had, not the last one we'll have, but just be aware of it. Witches know what I'm talking about, right? Oh, dark moon, great fun. Around family should be a hoot, which is why I think this reading might be very, very helpful. If you are new to my channel, welcome. I am Mark Angelo Lyons Mal, for a short president of Drawing the Circle Productions, professional witch, professional intuitive. I'm really happy to be doing this reading. I'm also a Pisces moon, so I've stopped trying to pull my own projection out of the reading. It's too hard for me to do at this point. My Virgo sun and my Pisces moon at war with that. I just don't care anymore. It's going to show up what's going to show up. That doesn't mean I'm not going to give it the best that I got anyway, right? A couple of things before we dive in. This is a general read. Please do not do the mental, emotional, intuitive gymnastics which are unnecessary. You'll know by how it feels. I can't believe I have to say this to a Pisces. You'll know by how the energy feels in your body as we go, whether or not it's your read. That's why I always do at least sun, moon, rising. And my cats are having a little gymboree moment around the house. Don't know why. Yeah, do check your other signs. A What Do I Need read is sort of like a daily oracle. You can, instead of saying, what is my card of the day, my totem of the day, my rune of the day, what have you, saying, what do I need? What do I need? What do I need, right? Let me take a breath. Have some humility to know that I don't know fucking everything. Well, my gods, my guides, what do I need to focus on, to look at? You get the idea. We're just doing this through a waning moon period from full moon in Gemini, but it goes void, of course, the second it turns full, to a, like I said, new moon in Capricorn, but the day after Christmas, so the 26th. So really, it's tricky. Dark moon is tricky anyway, last one of the year, but at least we get to move into Yule at winter solstice, so we'll start waxing the light of the sun, right? So sort of a decent balance, give and take in that way. All the decks that I'm reading are in the description box below. If you're new to my channel, please do like and subscribe so that I can get to 1,000 subscribers and do super live chat and drunk tarot. I'll do drunk tarot once a month for the first couple of months. Have a video link down in there that I recorded the other day about what tarot is, just so that you know. Just so that you know. That's in there. Also, my book, my ebook Words of Grace, marked it down for the month of December. We published last year at Yule, so marked it down from $24.95 to $14.95. Really good book. I mean, go read the reviews on my website too. Like, if you don't want to read the book, go read the reviews. The reviews are really, really good. And it's helped a lot of people and saved my life writing that book. Just saying. Cool. Is that about it? I think the only thing is, please remember to breathe. It's so important that you breathe, right? It's going to keep us in the present moment. It's going to keep me nice and relaxed so that I can translate the prana, the chi, the life force, the guidance, the grace into words for you all through a clairvoyant empathic process. And we're essentially all breathing the same breath, the same subatomic particle, quark, light, whatever you want to call it. So just breathe, and here we go, my Piscean brothers and sisters. My collective pantheons of angels, goddesses, gods, masters, and the higher selves of all involved. Please, one card for this Piscean collective, a Caroline Mace archetype card to represent the soul power, the dominant archetype that this Piscean collective sun, moon, rising sign needs to deal with. What do they need? What do we need? I'm one of them too. What do we need to look at, to deal with, to alchemize from lead to gold for this full moon to new moon next December 2019. Here is our card, and we've got the Avenger. Fuck yes! Action family archetype, not the Justice League, the Avengers, right? We will talk about that. There's too much to go into on that card, first card down, but now we know the dominant archetype that either we are dealing with within ourselves, in another, or in a situation having to do with the scales of justice. We'll get there. Let's ask the angels what they think, that lovely broad stroke of the celestials through the Healing with the Angels Oracle, Doreen Virtue. Please breathe with me, my Pisceans. There we go, my angels, please. One card for this Piscean collective. Sun, moon, rising sign, please. One card. What do they need? What do we need for this full moon to new moon next, considering we also have the Avenger there? Please, one card in clarity. What do we need? Meditation. Now, I've got so many hits on that just looking at the card, feeling it in my hand, that there's all sorts of ways to balance the scales through energy work, through prayer, through meditation, and come on, I'm a witch. Look what I can do with it. Give me a set of tea lights. So much magic. All that white wax you can play with and anoint with oil and all that stuff, right? Meditation, contemplation. Let's leave that one right in there. But in terms of the Avenger archetype and action family archetype, I find that very intriguing. Of course I would. I'm a Pisces moon. You get a lot done with your eyes closed. Let's ask the gods and the goddesses, shall we? This might be a very fast read. I'm getting a feeling this one might just be like A plus B equals 12, right? We'll get it. Let's go there. Breathe. Oh, my gods, my goddesses. Circe and Diana in particular, please. One card for the Piscean collective sun, moon, rising sign. What do we need for this full moon to new moon next? We've got the Avenger archetype from the collective pantheons. We've got meditation from the angels, the celestials. What say you, my gods? Give us a Daughters of the Moon tarot card. Seven of Cups. Now, the thing about Seven of Cups in this deck, it is jealousy, which, okay, I'll give you that. If you look at the traditional, Rider-Waite tarot version, it's the Seven of Cups is like the castles in the sky, right? The cups in the sky, all those different options. And isn't that sort of what triggers our jealousy? When people have like all of these different options and all of these different, fantasies. Oh, I want this, I want that. Oh, emotionally, that'll make me happy. That'll make me happy. That'll make me happy. That'll make me happy. Where certainly jealousy can pop up in that way. Now, to me, a little bit different than the deadly sin of envy. The deadly sin of envy is the deadly sin of the third eye, and the grace of knowledge is what heals that, if you like, the virtue of sacred knowledge, like particularly that, we're all one. I mean, it's a lovely truth, but can you incarnate it? Will it heal envy? Jealousy is a little bit different. Jealousy is about options, particularly when we go through phases on the spiritual path that are as legitimate as it gets, where our options are withdrawn by the divine so that we focus on what's most important. It certainly does happen, but how does the ego react? It gets very, very angry. It gets very, very impatient. It feels like the more options you take away, the less power it has, and it starts to get jealous when it sees other people having what it wants. When's it my turn? Green-eyed monster, right? Now, if you are an Avenger dealing with someone dealing with jealousy, then you can really come from that place to start with. Like I said, we're going to go into this, but that's only one part of this card. What I'm really getting from this here is almost emotional overwhelm, right? So many emotions, so many contradictories. Well, particularly if you're an intuitive, energetically sensitive empath, like a lot of Pisces are. Like, good goddess knows I am as a Pisces moon. I mean, at least I made a career out of it, right? I can feel everybody's everything in my own physical body. Great fun. But I'm also healing and blessing, and it just comes with the contract I incarnated with in this life, which is so interesting because the Avenger archetype is very second wave social justice, where the empathic part is definitely more first wave divine feminine healing, the more spiritual, intuitive part, more yin than yang. So we're going to actually go a little bit deeper using Chuck Spezzano's Love Pack, Baby Love Pack, Love Baby. That's where it's at. I think that's the last time I'll have to say that. I doubt it, but let's hope. As we breathe, we're going to ask the Ascended Masters, please, one card in clarity, because to say that what we need is jealousy, I don't think that's it, but it might be more about dealing with all of these emotions and all of these options and a bit of emotional overwhelm. So let's ask the Masters, please, keeping this into consideration. We're going to weave them all together here. Please breathe. My Masters, please, one card in clarity for this Piscean collective Sun, Moon, rising sign for this full moon to new moon next, considering we've got the Avenger archetype, the card of meditation, and the card of the Seven of Pentacles, a very, very intense card, one of fantasy, one of a lot of emotion, one of a lot of different options, one of certainly, for an empath, some overwhelm. And with the word jealousy on it, we ask you please to clarify with one card from the Masters. What do we need to look at? Irresistibility. Now, the thing about irresistibility is that we may find things very irresistible, but sometimes there are things that are not good for us. This is the luck suit. So that really says that this is about an irresistibility between, one would think, two people, or a person and a thing, or a place. Irresistibly drawn can certainly be an indication of something not just intuitive, yes, of course, intuitive in terms of the magnetism of being drawn, but something that is scripted in the divine plan, something that we're sensing on a deeper level, but we may not be able to translate into, this is so strong, this is so intense, this option is so irresistible, but I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. I need to meditate on it, but don't worry, we'll still get to this Avenger archetype, because we have one more card left, that Whisper of Love Oracle, which I just find to be extremely helpful, and then we'll go back and plug it all together. Cool, cool? Yeah, this is just how I read. Every reader has their own style. I like these, though. These are kind of like the readings that I do for myself, not every day, but like maybe once a week. Certain subjects, I'll just break out all of the different decks, and I'll just pull one from each. That's where that's what I do for clients, too. Here we go. Please, deep breath. The higher selves of all involved, which includes my own. Please, the higher selves of all involved. One card in clarity. A whisper of love for your beloved Piscean incarnation, sun, moon, rising signs for this full moon to new moon next. We're dealing with a waning moon and dark moon over Christmas. Please, a whisper of love for your Pisceans, this collective sun, moon, rising sign, this full moon to new moon next, considering we've got the Avenger, the card of meditation, the card of jealousy, the Seven of Cups, but the Seven of Cups on its own, with or without the jealousy, and then with irresistibility, what say you? Honesty is essential. Oh, praise good gods, hallelujah. To be a loving person, it is important that we speak truthfully and in a loving manner. Now this really clicks in. We'll come back to this. Every archetype has shadow and light. I prefer the language of lead and gold. Something toxic that when alchemized turns into something healthy, or something ill, something be ill in, gets to be healthy, right? You healing. The shadow attribute of the Avenger, resorting to violence in the name of a cause. And my goodness gracious, how do you not feel that from day to day? How do you not feel the anger and the overwhelm when something appears to be done to you or to those you care about? Even if you don't know the people, doesn't mean you can't care about a cause or something like that. Where the call, the irresistible call, to violence in the name of a cause. It's not great. Different than the rebel revolutionary, the Avenger, really, it's the vigilante. And there's such a fine line there between hero and criminal, but that's why the Avenger archetype is different than the hero archetype. The hero archetype, which just came up, what was that? Was that the Aquarian reading? I think they had the hero. Aquarian or Capricorn, one of the ones I did today. This is the last one of the three. It's about personal power. This is about the scales of justice. So let's really look at the light here. Light attributes. Desire to balance the scales of justice, righteousness on behalf of society or oneself. Now that word righteousness can be a little triggery because people have used the word righteous in very unrighteous ways. Look at the word though. It's right use. It's the opposite of abuse. Right? So of abuse and right use. But righteous, again, has that holier than thou feel to it that knots in my stomach, right? So what is the Avenger trying to do? A desire to balance the scales of justice, righteousness on behalf of society or oneself. So this is why it's going to really take some meditation and some honesty, because it feels like your boat has been irresistibly rocked or is going to get rocked, and you're going to want to perhaps win at all costs in that shadow, right? Where'd he go? Where'd she go? Sorry. Resorting to violence in the name of a cause. I mean, particularly, like I said, through meditation. I mean, look, if you're going to try and hex somebody through meditation, good luck. It's got to go through your nervous system. I was very well trained in that stuff as a witch. There's a purpose why I don't do it, forget reason. Once you get the quantum, you snap out of that shit pretty fast, because the golden rule isn't being nicey nice, it's understanding, oh, we're all fucking one. That's why what you release returns to you multiplied. Whether it's the Wiccan Reed or law of cause and effect or karma, whatever you want to call it, rather to be a blessing unto this world. Trust me, it's a lot easier said than done. But that's why this card of meditation, to contemplate. And honesty is essential. Be honest with yourself. When the emotions get turbulent, pull back. Be honest. Is this me I'm feeling, or is it everybody that I've been around in the past 24 hours and I just haven't had the time to kind of like clear myself off? Be honest. Be honest about how you are feeling. Check in to balance your own scales of justice, particularly when the shadow. Now look, there's nothing wrong with giving the voice its voice. I mean, there's a vigilante inside of me. Believe me, when I do go all black candles at midnight with rusty heated nails, I mean, I'm very, very well trained. I don't do it that much anymore, but I allow that voice to be like, let's just drive them back from whence they came. And I got the spells memorized to do that shit. I let that, because what it's trying to do, that this is trying to protect me. But with that irresistibility, that's where you got to be careful and say, where's the piece of luck here? The piece of luck here is that I have the opportunity to be really, really honest. What is it that I really, really want here? Do I want to be a hero or a villain? That I need to meditate upon. Be very, very careful that you keep your emotions in balance. I'm telling you, it's dark moon at Christmas. That's just, we've had them before. And it's one of those things that if you know about astrology and the lunar tides, it's like, oh, fuck. And if you don't, it's just a weird Christmas, because they happen, right? It's fine. We get through it. But at the same time, keep in mind what it is that you need to know is to make sure that you are balancing the scales of justice within yourself. That absolutely find your spiritual practice. Be honest with yourself. There's nothing I can do here that's going to make this situation any better through taking any immediate action. Let me go into prayer. Let me go into spiritual practice. Let me pray. Let me bless. That as I raise my vibration, I elevate the experiences of everyone else around me. And I elevate everyone else around me when I raise my vibration. And if that needs to be done silently, on the sly, or at a distance, I suggest you do so, because that means also that one of these cups that is so irresistible is the one calling you forward into growth, into clarity. But it's going to take honesty. And just to read the last bit of this, to be a loving person, it is important that we speak truthfully and in a loving manner. So you could say, you know what, this conversation, this situation is really bothering me a little bit. Let me pull back. Let me reframe. I need a break. Blessed be. I'll be back in a little bit, and walk away, so that that person no longer has the opportunity to make you want to resort to a violent cause. Cool, cool. Well, Thank you so much, my Piscean collective Sun, Moon, Rising. A very, very active reading to end this series with, considering the Avenger. But may the Piscean collective Sun, Moon, Rising signs be blessed with all that they need for this full moon to new moon. Next, may we all have a blessed, happy holiday, Yule, Hanukkah, Christmas, Kwanzaa, whatever it is that you're doing. And from Drawing the Circle Productions, at least until I start on the Soulmate Reads next, wishing you the very best and the very blessed. Hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed, blessed be.